Yeah, I thought obviously it was a great victory for our guys. Really proud of the way they responded in the second half. Shots weren't falling in the first. I think, at halftime we talked a little bit about the decisions that we were making. Probably some extra passes out there. The shots were a little bit, maybe weren't completely contested, but ones that, had we made a different decision, maybe another guy gets a wide open look. And certainly we had some open ones. The free throws obviously were not ideal tonight, for us. We got to the line. Credit to our guys for rebounding the basketball, offensive rebounding. And then just I thought the beginning of the second half, the starters set the tone. The guys off the bench came in and did a really good job of, extending that lead, and then we were able to finish it, down to the end. So, great win overall, and good to get off to a good start here.
Jeff, and then Greg.
You've talked about how this would be the first game at JPJ, first official game for so many of your players. It was also your first game. What were your emotions tonight, and what was the experience like?
Yeah, I was asked that earlier. I think, gratitude, walking out of the tunnel, I think that was the first thing, that you think about. Just I'm really blessed to be here and be the coach here. So, tried to let that, marinate in my head. And then, excitement. You're excited. This is another season. And I tell my wife every year, it'll be March before you know it. And it happens literally like that. As soon as you start playing, it's game after game, practice, prep, meals, time together. And it's really special. And everyone right now is hoping that they're going to have a special season. And you have to work to have it. You have to be lucky. Certainly, I'm proud of the guys, for what they did tonight.
Yeah, with Tess, his confidence around the rim is that something that's been apparent since you guys began recruiting him? And I guess just how polished of an offensive player is he compared to when you get a young guy or even a college transfer? How polished is he compared to others who are joining a program for the first time?
I think he's growing into it, quite honestly. I mean, on his team overseas, he was not the go-to guy. And so that's, new for him. And certainly in this particular game, we felt it was important in the first half to establish that and try to get him the ball as much as we could because they were going to be in that zone. And we wanted to try to establish him down low. And he did a really nice job of when they didn't double, scoring, getting fouled. When they did double, getting it out, and we got some quality looks, from that. And so I was impressed, with his overall game.
In the exhibition game, you guys turned over the ball 18 times today. It was just 5. Just taking leaps in that side of the game, just cleaning that up.
Yeah, we had the one right at the end there, too. Jakari trying to get his teammate Elijah one ahead. Yeah, certainly you want to take care of the ball. Certainly something that we, have certain practices where we're really good with it, and then the next practice sometimes, it'll get away from us a little bit. And, tonight we did a nice job of getting shots.
Ryan, could you have scripted any better the ending with Owens up and under?
Carter, we got to give Carter Lang credit because they took away Chance or whoever. I think it was Chance, because he started that play. And the play was Chance was supposed to get it back. And they took it away, and Carter went to the next thing. And I said, you got Owen a bucket, man. And then that kid at the end, gave Owen a bucket too. And I reminded Owen that when we got in the locker room. But no, really proud, that most importantly, proud that he's here with us, and gets to experience UVA. That's a true blessing. Anybody that's attended this great institution, understands, what that means. And Owen's getting that opportunity to earn a degree from here, but then also, be a part of a Division I basketball team, which is really cool.
And then just real quickly, were his grandparents here tonight?
They were not. My mom, unfortunately, is a little bit under the weather. They were supposed to be, but I'm hopeful that they were able to figure out, the TV and computer or whatever to be able to watch it. But, I know Lucia was fired up, and I'm sure Connor was too.
Yeah, the shooting in the first half, probably not what you were hoping for.
Yeah.
2 for 19 from 3. Y'all fixed it a little bit in the second half. What were you seeing on those misses?
Yeah, I think what I said initially, it was just we were taking some that were challenged, and maybe they were halfway challenged, but still there were better opportunities out there. And so we showed the guys a few of those in the first at halftime so they could see it, because a lot of times if you settle for those slightly contested shots early, there's other things, there are other opportunities out there that you're missing. And getting later, in offense, was going to be important for us. And a lot of times those open threes can turn into twos. And I think we were able to get some of those, in the second half, which was really good. And then we had to just, convince our guy, hey, you're fine. We're all good shooters here. Like, don't hesitate, but let's be mindful of the decisions. You're not going to be perfect with the decisions.
Coach, defensively in the second half was incredible. They only scored 3 points in 11 minutes at one point. Can you talk about the defensive adjustments made in the second half, making it harder for them to get inside the paint?
Certainly one of our goals was to pressure up the court in 24, and I thought Chance gave us a huge lift, in that regard. And that's the cumulative effect sometimes, when you're able to sub multiple guys in and play, a bigger number, eventually, you hope that you'll be able to crack them at some point and get the type of run that you need. And certainly the starters did a really good job early in that first half. And then when Chance and the other group, subbed in, they gave us an even bigger lift. And, that's what you want to see, for sure. And one of the other things I told the guys, even at shoot-around today was we have to get teams deeper into the clock. Trust me, the fans, they will know what to do at the end. Now, we have to get them used to some of the other stuff on the other side, and that'll be a learning curve, for them as well. But this is the best place in college basketball to play. JPJ, there's no better arena. You can walk in there and see it. It's just a special, special place. And the fans, our students are are the, most important part of that, obviously our players.
After the exhibition, you thought that the ball stuck a lot of times offensively, didn't move as fluid as you wanted. What did you see in that area tonight?
I thought they did a better job tonight, of moving it. There were certainly some times, where, we didn't, and we got caught in tough situations, end of clock situations with, Sam out front, was one that, I remember in the second half, but I thought the guys did a pretty nice job.
It's a big moment for Chance playing in the arena. He grew up watching games as a kid. As a staff, do you do anything to prepare a player for a moment like that?
Not really. I think the Villanova game helped us. That was huge, to be able to play in front of fans, that early. I know it's nerve-wracking for the coaches, but I think it's really important for the players to feel that. And, losing, winning, it's not going on in either column, but it's really just helping you improve and get better. And certainly Villanova really helped us, last week. And we feel like we helped them too, and that's why I'm excited that, the NCAA has allowed these open games. But Chance has played in a lot of big games, in his life. I know this is a different stage and all of that, and but I thought he handled it really well.
Yeah, saw Devin Tillis on crutches. What's
Yeah.
going on? What's going on with Devin?
Yeah, so Devin, after the Villanova game, his knee kind of blew up and didn't feel anything during the game. It was the next morning, and basically he had to have surgery, for that. And we're not sure exactly how long, but it was the best path for us. Or for him to be able to have a season, here with us. And so it went well, and, he's just now recovering. So, you'd notice the lineups. We had to, try some new things. One we didn't try was Ugo and Johan together, and maybe there will be a time, for that at some point. We practiced it a little bit, but we wanted to give Sam and Martin some time back there and get Elijah in the game, and I thought that was good for tonight.
Coach, great game tonight. Is there anything, though, that you're itching to go over in practice after game one?
Just, the same things that we always do, quite honestly. I mean, I'll have to go back and watch, the game to see specifically, things that we need to work on. But, we kind of do what we do. And, every day is about getting a little bit better. And the way that we practice, the guys are energetic every single day that they come in. They get excited about, learning in film. And sometimes I keep them in there a little bit too long, but that's just part of it. And they understand that's what it takes, to be successful. And they're all internally driven to do really well individually. But what we're trying to do is make sure that they're collectively, trying to do really well together. And I thought we took a step forward tonight defensively, of just kind of imposing our will on the game and doing it together. We were not by any means perfect, but definitely things that we can look to and pull from to continue to get better.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.